But the mainstream media was afraid to tell you about the news this week. This week, while the mainstream media spent their time mocking President Trump for wanting to buy Greenland, here are the things that happened that really matter. Senators Kamala Harris and Elizabeth Warren lied about the shooting of Michael Brown. Both Harris and Warren claim Brown was murdered in cold blood by a white cop. Both Harris and Warren claim this murder was motivated by racism. But that's not true. In fact, the Obama Department of Justice found that Michael Brown was attempting to assault Officer Darren Wilson at the time Wilson shot Brown. And therefore, there was no evidence Wilson deliberately shot Brown in any way, shape, or form that would constitute murder. But did the mainstream media report on the truth about Michael Brown on the anniversary of his death? Did the mainstream media report the conclusion from Obama's Department of Justice? Did the mainstream media call out Warren and Harris for their race-baiting lies? Nope, the mainstream media was silent. In the past month, violent leftist protesters have waged attacks on ICE facilities 4 different times. They shot bullets through the windows of an ICE facility. They threatened to target the children of ICE contractors. They publicly revealed the home addresses of employees of ICE, doxing the employees. A terrorist tried to bomb an ICE facility, and a mob vandalized and terrorized the American flag and blocked entry to another facility. All in the space of just 1 month. This, after Congresswoman AOC and others on the left have compared ICE to the KKK, called to abolish ICE, and branded immigration detention facilities as concentration camps. But did the mainstream media report on this dangerous political rhetoric, this violence coming from the left? Of course not. The left didn't even report the stories. An audit of California's motor voter law has just been released. In the report, the auditors found that in the first 5 months of the law that automatically registers to vote anybody who obtains a driver's license unless the person specifically notes that they are ineligible to vote, in the first 5 months of this alone, the audit found widespread problems, including 84,000 duplicate registrations and twice as many errors with party affiliation. Now, this comes after a report in October of 2018 found that 1,500 non-U.S. citizens were illegally registered to vote thanks to this dangerous motor voter law. But did the mainstream media report on this? No, they did not. The mainstream media did not report on this at all, except to echo the ridiculous narrative from California Democrats who claim the audit proves the law is working. A school in Ohio punishes a 6th grade boy who declined to call a transgender classmate by the classmate's preferred gender pronouns. A teacher sent the 6th grade boy to the principal's office for so-called bullying because the boy said even if his classmate had transgender surgery, the boy is still a boy. And then the school suspended the 6th grade boy for stating that biological fact. But did the mainstream media report on this? Did the mainstream media report that you can be suspended in school if you state a fact of biology if that biological fact contradicts the liberal political narrative? Nope, the mainstream media didn't say a word. A new study from the Heartland Institute found that Medicare for All will cost the middle class more for health care than they are paying right now. Even though Bernie Sanders promises that the higher taxes on the middle class will be offset by not paying health care premiums, the Heartland Institute did the math and found that is a lie. Even when higher taxes are offset by no premiums, the taxes will be so much higher, people will pay more for health care than they pay right now. But did the mainstream media report that to you? Of course not, because the mainstream media is in the pocket of the left, and the left is trying to force us into government-run health care. The mainstream media doesn't care to report any of that to you, so we will. And that is my final point.